Yes, people, welcome back to the Graft Kings podcast. We are here in Kova Beach Club in Porto Banús with the owner, Bo. Lovely to have you on, man.
Hello, my friend.
How you doing? You good?
Good to see you again.
Thank you for joining us on
You
the
well, boys?
podcast.
All good?
Yeah,
All good.
How are you?
Oh, if I was any better, it'd be illegal, let me tell you.
We're the foreigners and you've got the best tan here, mate. So explains you've been here for so long.
Well, I got washed up on the shores of Tenerife in 1986.
1986.
Wow.
Yeah, I came for a month.
Right.
I had £1,000 redundancy from McAlpines, and I
Right.
thought that's 250 quid a week. I'll have a great month. And I never actually went home.
That's it, never left. Never left.
I fucking leave
It's
it.
great. Why not?
£1,000 went a long way, mate.
Hey, it got me into my first bar.
There you go.
I rented my first pub with that.
Wow. Bloody
Really?
hell.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
Wow.
In Veronica's downstairs. It was called Sean's Music Pub, and I had to borrow a pair of shoes to go and get interviewed by his wife to see if I was suitable to rent the pub.
No way.
That's mental.
And then we turned into number 54, the house with the bamboo door. You know Tokyo Joe's?
Yeah.
We stole the idea from Mallorca.
Sick.
And we had a brilliant summer, made every mistake possible, learned to speak Spanish.
Nice.
Yeah, because everybody, I mean, I'm talking 1989, when everybody was your delivery man, was just your guy off the mountain from Coca-Cola, and he didn't speak a word of English. So if you needed a repair, you had to get to learn the language,
Yeah,
and you
it's
had to be
real.
there yourself.
Blessing in disguise then, really.
It was great. Yeah, it was brilliant. My Spanish is very rural.
Your son speaks it as well. I think
Do you
I
know?
heard
I've got 3 children. They're all
Three.
born in Tenerife, you see.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So their first language really is Spanish.
Oh,
When
nice.
they talk to
Okay.
each other in front of Liz and I, their mother, they talk in Spanish, which is great for them
That's
and not so
nice.
good for us because
Yeah,
they
that's
go
it.
100 miles an hour,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we do not know what they're saying.
Yeah, I ain't listening to
we
Dad.
came
Don't worry
the
about
other day. We
Oh, yeah,
walked
it
in.
caught us off guard, didn't it?
And then he was speaking Spanish, and I was like, okay, well, he looks a bit Spanish
Yeah.
as well. Like he's got the nice tan and skin. And he went, "You what, mate? Yeah, where you go?" I was like, "I'm here then." I was like,
Sweet.
Is that your best Yorkshire accent?
He's like, "Oh, mate, I do." He did like that, but he just went to the English, and I was like, "How's that just happened?"
Yeah, no, he's got it. Well, they all went to Spanish school, you see.
Nice.
So their first language is Spanish.
Yeah, yeah,
Nice.
But all their pals and us, we speak in Spanish. So it's seamless
Yeah,
in and out
nice.
of it. And my daughter goes to school up in, uni in Madrid,
Nice.
the International University up there. So she's having a great time. My youngest is still actually at school. He's only 16, so he finishes this year and he's desperate to get into this
I'll
business.
bet, I'll bet.
Yeah.
I'll bet.
He wants to go around that last 2 years of high school, and come straight onto the beach and do a bit of sand work.
Good man. Perfect. Do you want that for him? Do you want him to come into the business?
I would like him to do another 2 years. In fact, he's going to do another 2 years at a place
Okay.
called T3, which is Tenerife Top Training,
Okay.
where they do sports and science and training.
Sick.
Plus, they do studies.
Nice.
So they go early in the morning, they go to the gym for an hour, and then they do sports. It's the Stephen Gerrard Academy.
Oh,
the,
nice.
the ex-Liverpool
That's
guy.
really
It's
nice.
the
Yeah,
Stephen
yeah.
Gerrard Academy. So it's
Absolute
very cool.
legends.
They have like a maximum class of about 15 in the class.
Oh, nice.
So it's really kind of 2 teachers, 15 students. It's intense. It's nice.
yeah.
It's good.
That'd be a really sick couple of years for him, man.
Well, it's
Okay.
great
That'd
because
be
they
quality.
do exchanges as well. They can go to America because it's a little known thing. But Stephen Gerrard, this academy is like worldwide, so
Okay.
they do crossover and all that, and it's pretty cool,
That'd
the
be
places
quality,
they
yeah.
go.
Really
and my
cool.
daughter went through it, and what it is when you get your results, you can transfer it into university results.
Oh, wow.
And if you
So
get the
equivalent.
right grades, in uni. So she's in the uni from going to that school as well. So
Nice.
that's cool.
Fair enough.
Love that.
Yeah, and it's pretty much next door to my house, so that's cool.
That's ideal.
That is
yeah,
ideal.
not too much driving.
I can't believe all of this was an accident. So that was never the intention. That's great. God obviously had a plan for you because that people map out their whole lives and go, right, I'm doing this. I've got to get this thing in place first before I go and do it. You just rocked up here and it all just unfolded.
Are you talking about when I first came here?
Yeah.
Well, I was having a great time in England. I was working at McAlpines and I was working away from home. So, when you're in digs. So I went to McAlpines at 15, got an apprenticeship, and then got out my apprenticeship just after 18. And then I was working away with all the big, airy, fucking rough-ass guys. And they were just taking me out boozing. It was brilliant.
How old are you at this point?
Just over 18 and a
Just
half.
over 18.
And then we went to a place, it's not very sexy, it's called Barrow in Finesse.
Right.
But the money was great, and the pubs were fantastic, and the clubs were ace, and the women was superb. so I was very young and I had loads of money. I actually used to get £340 a week, right?
What, back then?
Yeah, and my mum used to say to me, Bo, just send me some money. I'll save it for you. And we used to get paid on a Thursday, and I used to say, Mum, I can't because I'm borrowing money off the married men on a Wednesday to go out Wednesday night. So, so I never actually managed to send my mum any money. So when I came to Spain, I had no intention of staying because in them days you used to get laid off and get put straight back on another contract. You know, the big contracts, power stations, shipyards, all that sort of stuff. When they was doing loads of construction, and then I got a job PRing pesetas in them days. 2,000 pesetas a night, which is £8 a night, so a little bit of a drop from the 340 quid. So you had to work 7 nights a week to get paid.
Wow.
Bloody
If you didn't work 7 nights, but I didn't want a night off anyway. It was brilliant.
Loved it then.
Oh, it was superb. Yeah. Well, how old was I then? 21 then.
21.
Wow, yeah.
I was a good age to be in Tenerife for sure. Yeah.
What was the like the pinnacle moment for you then to say, well, I've just come out here, I'm doing well, to the point to say, do you know what, I've actually got something very viable here, i.e. your beach club. Like, what was that? When and what was that transitional period?
Are you talking Marbella or Tenerife?
I would say, well, you started in Tenerife, so from Tenerife to coming here, when would you say? In both cases, I suppose, that moment to say, this is actually it, I'm going to stay
Well,
here.
I'll tell you what happened was, Wayne Lineker and I started working together in 1996 when I went to run his bar for him in Tenerife. And Wayne was always... I was pretty good at it, to be fair. You know, I don't mind telling you. And, you know, I was doing well, and Wayne wanted a good manager, and I was English and I was legal. So we came up with a great deal for him and for me. And we got the bar, which was struggling at the time. The original Lineker's bar was struggling. And we got it rocking. And I don't mean we got it busy. We got it bouncing. It was brilliant. I used to win on my night off and everything. I just couldn't
You're
resist
not meant to be
it.
in today, mate. No.
Go home,
No, I used to take my missus out. She was going, where are we going? Oh, no.
Lineker's
Yeah,
again.
man. Yeah, it was brilliant. I loved it. But it was just the place to be, you know. We used to have the DJ behind the bar and the bar staff doing dances to songs. It sounds a bit not current now, but then it was brilliant.
I was going to say, what was the secret?
Busy.
Like, how did you get it to that point? Like, what was your secret?
Because we had good staff, good fun, and we was all invested in it. We all wanted it to work. We went to school. We went to work with a smile on our faces. I did a deal with the bar staff. Were we allowed to go a bit close to the edge?
Yeah, of course.
I did a deal with the bar staff. I said, look, guys, this isn't working out for me. You're having too much sex in the toilets, which is fine. I said, I will employ one more member of staff. So there's now 5 behind the bar when I need 4. But only one of you can get your dick chewed in the toilets at a time. And I will sponsor it. Yes. But there has to be 4 of you behind the bar.
At all times.
And for some reason, they agreed to that deal.
That sounds like a good deal.
Is that the same policy now? Or, 'cause I might be looking
I
for a
have
job.
put that policy into place since, yes.
If you're hiring, I'm looking.
It's a very popular policy, I'll tell you. It really is.
Comes with perks of the job when you work here. By the way, this is on it. This is
Well,
on the job description.
I'm also a fair trader. I don't mind the girlies going inside and taking the boys, because we used to have when Lineker's here, when we first got it, it was so busy, and all the ballers used to come. So the ladies used to like them, and they used to disappear as well. So we had to make sure we was, staffed correctly at all times.
Of course. And you didn't have the trouble of social media and smartphones back then. Everything was...
No. We had Lee Hendry's stag do here, and the whole of the Aston Villa team came over.
Oh, wow.
And they stayed for a week, and it was chaos. Yeah. And Lee is brilliant. Lee and Gareth. Gareth comes across as quite, Gareth Barry comes across as quite serious. He's not. He's good fun. He's a laugh. Obviously, he was Superman during the party that they had. Well, no, he because they did a fancy dress, didn't they?
Yeah.
So Peter Crouch was Big Bird. Superman was Gareth, and I think I can tell you this because he won't mind me saying this. Lee's got quite a big knob. So Lee was a cow stood up, and he cut an udder off, and he walked about the whole night with his knob out.
You're lying.
I am telling you the truth. Hello, Lee. Sorry, mate.
What a legend. What a legend.
Yes, boys, just want to interrupt the pod quickly and put you guys onto something that myself and the other GK boys are all using. As you're aware, we have all got hair now. Even Mason's got hair. And guys, we are using Rene hair products. They've got hair cream, they've got sea salt spray, they've got hairspray, and it's actually unbelievable. I use it in my hair every single day, holds it in place, and it smells unbelievable. It is the top-notch stuff when it comes to hair product, guys. I was always set in my ways with the hair products that I use, and I didn't really like changing them, but I've been put onto this, and it's actually really good. And guys, all you have to do, renecosmetics.com or Instagram renecosmetic.co, and you'll find all of their range there. Do not miss out. There's not a lot of them left.
So no, there was no mobile phones in that stage. And Lee was playing for England then, don't forget. Lee was an England
God,
cap
that's
then.
high risk.
Yeah, man.
That's
Yeah,
high
but it
risk.
is if you ain't got the right
phones
tackle.
in
If you
social
pardon the
media and
pun.
that.
No social media, no
That's
camera
it.
phones, no
I bet
nothing.
it was lovely back in them days, wasn't it? Not having to
It
worry about
was
anything
brilliant.
like that.
And the guys were great. The footballers were great. The difference is massive now
I bet,
because
yeah.
of the nerves that they've got, you know.
Yeah, man.
We had Ashley Cole's stag do down here as well with some of the
Nice.
England players and all that. They used to come all the time, but of course now they don't come because it's too problematic
Yeah,
for
it's
them.
too much.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just too
in
much
everyone's
problem.
face now.
Yeah, like you say, camera phones. Everybody's trying to
Everywhere.
trip them up. No one's trying to do them a favour.
Yeah.
And really, they're just like us. They want to have a boozy night out with the mates, don't
Of
they?
course, exactly that.
Do you think that's the biggest change from now till then? From then till now, sorry. Like, is it the whole social media era, which is
Oh God, yeah,
made
social
everything
media.
kinda-
Well, no, it's there's a place for it. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
But certain things have had to take a back step.
Yeah, of course.
Whereas other things have gone forward. You know, there's plenty of marketing, plenty of social media, plenty of fun, Instagram, all your bits and pieces. But the guys that were, I mean, you used to get Robbie Williams coming down. You used to get him just floating about,
yeah.
and just everybody having fun. You know, but they have to be much more careful now. You know,
shame.
which is a shame. Yeah, because they were all right. These fellas, you know,
Yeah,
they
of
were
course.
good.
Speaking of which, talk to us a little bit about Kova, Bo. Like, how did this come about? Why here? Like, has social media helped the game and helped make this place what it is? Like, how did this even come about?
Well, we've been chasing the beach club for probably more than 10 years now.
Bloody hell.
Not easy because we want it on the coast, but we want it walking distance to the port.
Yeah.
Because I've got this feeling that girls don't want to particularly get in a taxi and go 20 minutes out of town because
Yeah.
if they split up or they get a fella
Yeah,
or one of them
it's
feels
yeah.
poorly, you're a long way away, aren't you? Then you've got to take 2 or 3 of your mates, you ruin the party. If you're in, you know, if you're in these
You're in the
hotels
mix,
here,
yeah.
you can walk up.
Perfect.
So we've been chasing this for a long, long time, or a place for a long, long time. And this came along, went away. We had meetings in Madrid with the owner. He's very specific about what he wants and what he needs and what have you. And then, of course, as ever, it came up in April when you're supposed to open in May. So I don't know if you know, but we turned this around without having a stick of furniture in 18 days.
No
18
way.
days.
No tables, no sofas, no umbrellas, no beds, no music. There was this floor, this roof, and that floor there.
What was it before?
Empty for
Really?
2 years. Yes.
Oh, wow.
2 years.
Yeah, so we turned it around. Yeah, there was a company in here before called SLVJ that didn't make it work. So they had a horrendous summer, then left it empty, and then we took it on. Well, this April. So we had 18 days because
That's
I
crazy.
needed to get open for the bank holiday
Yeah, of
because
course,
yeah.
that's the one in it.
Yeah,
you know, so
100%.
I wanted to get some money in. That's what I
Yeah,
wanted to do.
absolutely.
Yeah. That's the
And the position of it's unbelievable. It's right on
Spot on.
Port Banús.
Well, you know, if you were given a map of the Costa del Sol, I reckon you'd go, I'd like to put my beach bar there.
Yeah.
On the entrance to the port, in the nice bay here,
Yeah.
to the entrance to the boats, and you can see North Africa, you can see Gibraltar, perfect views across the water.
Spot on.
It's a great spot. It
How
really
was
is.
the bank holiday for you guys? Was it good?
Mate,
Pop
well,
in.
getting back to your other question, social media was absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
It made it because
Proper.
although we had 18 days to do it, we didn't have anything to show anybody. So it was
Yeah.
like, oh, Kova coming soon. Kova's nice. Kova going to love it. Kova by the beach. We didn't have a single vid or anything.
Yeah.
So we had to keep pushing the social media out there. We had some help from my friends,
Yeah.
Boat Club.
Yeah.
And Chalet,
Yeah, yeah,
who turned up.
Yeah.
You mentioned them before, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great
Jordan,
guys.
yeah.
They helped us a lot. They said, "Oh, look, you've helped us to begin in Port Banús, so we'll come down and bring a crowd with us and bring
Nice.
the DJs, and that helps, you know. So
of
we got
course.
nice videos, so we got nice socials, got nice marketing,
Pucker.
good traction. So that did us an absolute favour. So yeah, we're lucky to be fair,
So-
and it's getting better day on day.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
I'll tell you
That's
a real
lovely.
life story of it as well. We actually, on the day before we came here, headed down to Banús Beach.
Yeah.
And we got in there and we were like, I'm just not too sure it's a bit of us. And because we'd seen so many videos of people posting about this in the bank holiday, I was like to the boys, why don't we just go check it out? We came here and we were like, yeah, this is the spot.
This is
And
the
that's
vibe, yeah.
Our vibe.
Purely through social media.
Well, we
See it.
had like literally minutes to pick the material
Yeah.
because this guy's like, guys, you have to pick what I've got in stock because you need a lot of it, and I have to do it fast.
Yeah.
So what we did is we said, right, we need to be Instagram and TikTok friendly.
Yeah.
So let's do. No, we haven't, Mr. Truman. We haven't stolen your WikiWoo colours. we are not WikiWoo colours. We are blue and we are rose. So that's the colours we're going for. We've got more coming, and it's Instagram and it's TikTok friend. The girls love it. There's pictures everywhere. The socials are massive, and it's fun. We didn't want to go white and cream, white and cream, white and cream.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be more specific, a bit
Yeah,
more
nice,
young,
yeah.
a bit funky, something. I wanted to walk in here and go, I like this.
Yeah.
So you walk in, put a smile on your face, a bit unexpected, you know? Not just white bed after cream sofa, you know what I mean?
That is the exact vibe that me and Mert walked in and felt. Straight away, we were greeted by the door, which was really nice. That, where we was before, I mean, we stood there for like 20 minutes waiting to be seen, and then they were faffing about, put us on the wrong bed, put us on someone's bed that's already
Didn't give us
Oh,
taken,
towels.
didn't give us
Didn't come
towels,
take our order.
nothing. So
I was getting so annoyed. I sent to Ozzy that my days pissed me off already.
But
yeah,
And he went, let's go.
Push you on the back foot, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It really
It goes
does.
to show though,
And it's
like-
no cheaper to get bad service. You know what I mean?
That's
it's
it.
fucking unbelievable.
But it goes to show though, like in a hospitality game, like you can have the most beautiful place, but if the service isn't good, then no one's coming back. Like
Listen, service,
everything,
with food, you eat it with your eyes first, don't you?
facts.
So your service is the same. Hi guys, you're all right. Welcome to Kova Beach. Take a seat. Here's a towel. Can I get you a drink? Somebody will be over to take your order in a minute. I'm already your friend.
Yeah, that's right.
Do you know what I mean? Or you're over there, guys. Oh shit, sorry, you're wrong table. Can you move over?
That's
You
exactly
should be
what it
there.
was.
And it doesn't need to be like that.
Sour taste in your mouth.
Mate, it does, yeah. And that's training, and it's training, and it's training, and it's also picking up on the right staff, because everybody wants a job, or lots of people want a job, but there's only certain guys that are top quality waiters, and having the Tibu experience, what we've got a nice name, we pay well, we have a good structure, we got a reputation for paying, which is important. So the waiters there had friends that wanted to come. So we've been lucky. We've got a great team, and that's a good start. You know, if you
One of
start
your
with a good
gents who
team.
served us the other day, that gentleman there, leaning against the bar next to the guy in the
Yeah,
white shirt.
yeah. Stubby Dino.
He served us all day.
Yeah.
Absolute legend.
Yeah.
Couldn't have
coming
asked better
over.
service.
He's one of a team of 4 that came from another beach club that had promised them the world, and it wasn't happening. So they'd heard about this, and luckily Dino knew them from their previous job, which was another beach club, which had not paid them.
Wow.
Hell.
So they said, look, we know that you guys pay. You've got a good rep. You've got your history from Tibu. So they came as a package of 4. But they knew what they were doing.
That's it, yeah.
So
what you want.
that is, that is a lot of
Little
work
grass
off,
end,
It's
off your
absolutely
mind.
everything.
It really is. The service is
Absolutely
key. You
is.
know, you can get away with a lot, but if you got bad service, you never get that second chance to make a first impression. Do you?
No,
You know,
hang on.
it really is. It's
But we was
it's one
here
of
the
them.
other day, and we're not just saying it because you're here, but the service was
But you
impeccable
can.
and we had a great
Yeah.
time. But like, it was great. Like, it was really nice. Like,
Good.
just from the door up until the experience, you're sitting down and leaving.
Yeah.
The whole
Well,
thing's
I
an
go out a lot.
experience.
I go out a lot, and I like going out. And service is key, innit?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be the most beautiful place in the world, but if you're getting good service, well looked after, attentive, bit of stroking, you know, it's great, innit?
Makes you feel special.
It's a simple fact, innit? Everybody here is on holiday,
Yeah.
right? They come here for a purpose. They want to have fun. They've worked hard all year. They're not here for an hard time. They're here for a good time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So let's look after them. They don't want you to have a problem with them. They just want you to go, fuck me, I had a great day today.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's why, getting on to another point, because we've opened so late in the season, we're price perfect. We're a lot cheaper than other venues, which you'll know,
Yeah.
because
Very
we
reasonable.
wanted to be right. Okay, how do we put ourselves on the market?
Yeah.
We've got a nice venue, we've got a good service, but let's be correct on price, because some of the prices that are bouncing around Europe now
Stupid.
are
Oh,
abusive.
yeah,
it's stupid.
It's
Yeah,
abusive, man.
Yeah.
And it's unnecessary. So you come in here, because there's more people with an average wage than there are with a massive wage.
Yeah, of course.
So let's service you all. Listen, I love the guy that comes down and spends £5 It's lovely, it's great. But there's more people who spend 500 or 250. But you're working on numbers, you have fun with them, they'll tell their friends, you know. You don't build a house by putting the roof on first, do you?
Facts, yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
you got to
spot
put the
on,
bricks
yes.
in.
Could you say what's the most someone spent here in one go? Like,
Well, we've not been open very much, have we?
Right,
So
okay.
it's not a great number. No, it's like €4,000. But you know,
Still good enough,
we're not a
yeah.
massive spend place. But you know, in Tibu, you have people who want to spend €14,000
Yeah,
that's right.
up to
Yeah,
€40,000. It depends on who it is and what it is. You know. Obviously, if you get a good footballer, that's wonderful.
From your mind's eye, Bo, from like being a club owner all this time, now opening this, is it all this cracked up to be? Like, what's the glamour and what's not so glamour?
Well, the glamour is it's just fun, isn't it? It's good fun. It's nice environment to be in. If you like the environment, if you're not built out for that environment, don't bother. It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be okay with people. You got to be okay with the ups and the downs, the lefts and the rights, the unexpecteds,
Yeah,
shall we
sure.
say?
Yeah.
Yeah. And just of course, it's a great industry to be in if you get it right.
Yeah,
Very
right.
lonely if you get it wrong.
Yeah.
Stood there on your own thinking, fucking overdone.
Have you ever had a moment Where it's gone absolutely tits up and you're there scratching your head like, what am I gonna do?
Well, I'd never sold a business before, because I thought it was going to be something like I'd lost something, like, you know what I mean? I took it a bit personal, but when it came, it got very difficult. So I sold 3 businesses that I didn't realise I didn't need. And it was things like, we had silly things like, which weren't silly things, but kebab shops, lap dancing bars, lounge clubs and stuff like that. But the guys that were renting, I was doing rentals from them. They were being old school Spanish. You know, you could have 3 months on rent relief, not free rent. But we were closed for 2 years, so you had to pay 2 years' rent. So they weren't helping us. So the ones that wouldn't play game with us, we looked at it and said no. So when you do get rid of one, it's a bit of a knock at first, but after a bit you think, well,
that was dead weight.
That was all right. That fucking was dead weight.
Yeah.
It was just like dragging a lead balloon around.
Weight off the shoulders.
So it was, So it's not fun, and getting one wrong, not particularly. I've not got more exactly right. You know, they've all done okay, but not got one bang wrong. No. I'm all right here, you know. Hopefully.
You seem to be doing all right, bro.
A massive effect on business because obviously you're in the hospitality.
Well, it was closed completely. Don't forget, when it reopened, 90% of our clients are British. You weren't allowed to fly.
Yeah.
Boris wanted his money back. So you were all kept in the UK.
yeah.
You know, he wanted all his money back that he'd given you. So you had to have holidays in England. You weren't allowed to fly. So although Europe was open, we didn't have the Brits. But we did have one good thing. We found a French market for Thibaut. And we got a French promoter, and he's absolutely fantastic. He still works with us. He's a great guy called Venom. We have a very close relationship with him. He has 2 nights a week in Thibaut. Now he's going to get involved with us in the beach.
Nice.
And we still use that clientele and that connection. So in that way now, it was great. But at the time, it was a tough one. It really was, you know. It was a real tricky one. It was uncomfortable.
In terms of staff as well, though, because obviously going in and out of the EU, people not being able to work.
Well, some of the staff got what's called ayuda, which is a help,
Right.
you know. So they were okay, but only okay as in pay the bills.
Getting
There was
by,
nothing really else. But you forget, it was very different in Spain. When you guys were locked down, we was watching the telly, and you was walking through the park, you was all celebrating, you was going out initially. We couldn't move. We had helicopters tracking us down. If you went to the supermarket, your number plate was flashed. If you went more than twice a week, you got fined. If you went to the chemist,
That's
you could.
insane.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Wow,
I was
I didn't
taking
know
my
that.
dog out. I was like Andy McNabb. Every time I saw a police car, I fucking dove to the floor. Was rolling around like that. Seriously.
That's
My dog was
insane.
like, what the fuck's he up to?
That's crazy.
That
They
is
realised
nice. I knew that
they were
about
that
Spain.
strict on it.
They were strict, honestly. You had to keep your receipt from the supermarket or the pharmacy, because if the police stopped you, they said, where have you been?
Yeah.
If they found out you've been out more than twice in the week, you got fined. They was on you all the time. Really were, yeah.
Was it mandatory to get the jabs out here?
Pardon?
Did you have to get the jabs out here?
Well, we didn't have a jab, to be honest with you. I'll tell you a funny story. Well, I was in Tenerife, and the jab centre opened, and I thought, well, do you know what? I'll go and get it out the way. So I went, and it was in this great big auditorium, and I opened the door, and the person on the door was somebody I knew, and all the people at the desk looked up, because there was only me and them in there. So they said, what are you come here for, Bo? I said, I've come for my jab. And they said something that I don't get told very often. They said, but you're too young. And I was like, hey! So, yeah, it was 75 and over, you see. So I didn't have the jab.
Lovely.
And then all these things started coming out about, is it good for you, is it not good for you? And by then, we was proper locked in.
Yeah.
So there was me, Liz, and the 3 kids locked in the house. And I was the only one going out and coming back and doing the change of clothes, washing the hands, all that, you know, walking through the sheep dip and everything.
that's it.
So we said, well, we don't need to have a jab. So we didn't have the jab. You know, I'm not saying you should or you shouldn't, but we just didn't.
Yeah,
So we didn't, because then later on, you could fly internally to Spain. So I just flew Tenerife to here.
Nice.
I had to have a test and show it in the airport.
Yeah.
Other than that, I didn't need a jab. So that
Nice.
was great.
Nice.
So I managed to not have
Nice.
it, which I'm actually grateful for.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Oh, I was just going to say, just to switch up ever so slightly. So we've been here for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And boy, in that 2 weeks, we've seen a lot of crazy shit. Yeah, I'm not saying anything from our end, but we've just seen a lot. From your experience within the space of time you've been in Marbella, can you share like a story that you can say that stands out and that was a mental moment? It could be anything.
Well,
I'm just curious.
I tell you what was a fun moment was going back to the stag do from the lads from Villa in the day. They decided it'd be a great idea to fill the fountain on the entrance with fairy liquid and stuff, which doesn't sound like much, but when you put enough fairy liquid in there, the fucking street was blocked up, the bubbles were going down the port, it was everywhere, the cars were all spinning round in circles, and they're all running off down the street giggling like they're 11 years old.
Yeah, legends.
You know, they had a little fun time. I mean, there's all sorts of stories, you know, there's lots of cars set on fire and stuff like that.
Set on fire?
Yeah, what set on fire in the port? Who knows why? You know, no, it can be a
What
crazy
about a
town.
memorable moment? What's that something, a night where you look back and go, fuck me,
Never forget that.
yeah, I'm never going to forget that night. I've got a few of these boys I could, like, you look back and go, that
I like,
night was...
I like Lineker's nights, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, you know, when you get like half a dozen different quality guys in. Jason Statham used to come down. He was quality. And he used to, he was brilliant. And he used to wait till the end of the night and he used to have a good old drink. And he used to like to go to Tibu. So after a couple of days, he used to start helping us break the boxes up and put them in the dustbin so we could all go to Tibu quicker. He loved it. Yeah, no, he was great. You get some real nice, genuine people and good fun, you know.
Is there any celebrity been that you've encountered with and go, fucking hell, I'm never partying with them again? They were just horrendous.
Put on the spot.
Or on the flip side, someone you enjoyed partying with the most.
Yeah, either way.
I would say, I like Krypton Conan. MK's cool. Yeah, they're great, them lads. Really cool. They've got the best, biggest necklaces ever. Don't mind putting it on you. They've got a mate with an even bigger necklace who wants to give you his necklace. That was like a fucking hung dog. Yeah, some good guys out there. There's some people that I'm not so keen on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I will tell you his name. Professor Green was a complete ass when he was here.
Really?
Yeah,
I was going to say we'd beat it out if you want, but fair play.
Nah, that's true.
Well, what was he about? What was he doing that made you like kind of thing? I don't want the skis are in my beach club.
Yeah,
again.
because he demanded. It wasn't a beach club; it was the club.
Oh, okay.
He demanded a wage, which we were happy to pay him. It happened to be my birthday as well. It was the bank holiday, yeah.
Okay.
24th. So we had him. We booked him. You know, and this was when he was really at his height. You know, when he was all with the soccer AM and all that.
Yeah.
And he didn't come down and do a mic check, and then he had his DJ come down, and they said it was cool, and then he come out, and he wasn't happy with the sound, and this, that, and the other, and. Yeah, it wasn't correct, but that's not our fault if you haven't organised your sound.
That's right, yeah.
And then he was on the microphone and he was being a bit unnecessary.
Really?
So we had to remind him where he was and what the rules were.
Good man. Fair play.
I like that answer.
Yeah, that was so direct and I like that a lot. Very good.
What do you prefer, the old Marbella or the new Marbella?
Yeah, good question.
I'm not sure there's much difference, to be honest with you.
Really?
I don't think so. No, I think it all migrates. It all just changes naturally. When you say old Marbella, do you mean like the original gangster guys that came from England? Because that was before my time. Then it became very British, if you like, and it's quite similar now. You know, it's a nice place to be. It's a fun place to be, as its ups, as its downs. But which resort doesn't?
Yes, right.
You know, so I don't actually think it's particularly changed. I mean, there's a lot more. Big investment in Marbella now. You know, there's some super clubs, some super pool clubs, some fantastic beach clubs.
Yeah, of course.
You know, in fact, I think we are the only proper beach club in Port Banús.
Well, you are.
I feel that way. You know, like I said, you look round behind us there. That's the Mediterranean Sea, look, my friend. North Africa's just there, and you can just see it. And Gibraltar, everything's got everything. We're really pleased with the venue.
I bet you're really proud of that as well.
I was going to say, you can actually tell that like you really love this place because I don't know, there's a bit of like there's a sense of enthusiasm that comes from you.
Well, I used to come here as a client. It used to be called Plaza Beach, and I used to come as a client. And it was great, and there was History and that used to do the gigs here, and they were fantastic. And the manager was an old manager of my place, Jason. He was very good at his job because he was well trained, you see. So he became the manager here, and we used to come down to the History events, and they were brilliant. They were legendary. So that's where we want to get back to, is making this a fun beach club with a smile on its face where you go to and you go, do you know what? I'm going to have a good time in there, but I'm not going to get my arse kicked. You can go in, you're going to go, no, I'm going to get nice food, going to get good service, going to get cold drinks, going to have a good welcome. And when it's all over, I'm going to say, do you know what? I enjoyed that.
Yeah, good
value.
value.
And I ain't been spanked.
Yeah, that's
Because
right.
I don't care who you are, how much money you got, unless you lost your mind.
Yeah.
You don't want to be spanked, do you?
No, we always say that.
Yeah.
You can take the fun out the whole night.
It does,
For sure.
The bill comes,
A bit of
fuck me,
taste,
You
yeah.
think,
that's
well, where's
ridiculous.
that come from?
Yeah,
you know,
ridiculous.
and you guys know it, but I'd like to get out on the cast
for it,
here.
yeah.
Is, you know, our beds policy here is you pay for your bed, whatever package you have. The packages start at 250 euros, but that's not just for your bed. Then you can drink and eat your 250 euros.
Yeah, that's it.
But there's a lot of clubs that it's 250 for your bed, and then you start spending. And you've even got to buy a towel or rent a towel after your 250. But you can order your food.
Give you another one either,
No,
do you know what I mean?
you can order your food. You can order your drinks up to 250. If you go over 250, you obviously add on.
that's it.
But I want it to be exclusively for everyone.
Well,
you know,
on Saturday, like we were literally laying there, and I kept asking your man. I was like, "How much have we got left?" And he was like, "Don't worry about it. You got loads left." And we were like,
We've ordered so many drinks.
So
How?
much.
Just
Man. Then we
'cause
had
we're so-
you were here a while, weren't you? Yeah.
We were so used to getting stung everywhere else. I was like, boys, I think we've probably got over a limit now. So double check us. Don't worry about it, boys. You've got loads
The
left.
funniest
He's like,
part is we came here for a chill day, and then we was like,
west.
you know, we locked in for 4 days. We was just working, got our heads down because we spent the bank holiday having it off. And it was, we'll have a nice little.
I
chill
noticed
day.
you plotted yourselves up right next to the showers as well. No. It's not your first time out in sunshine, is it?
He just took a turn for the best, not for the worst at the same time.
great, yeah.
This geezer's, I'm not drinking until Ibiza now. 5 hours later, Mason's having it off on the beach. Bro. I was just like.
It was too good not to.
Then our
mate.
work here is done, you see.
It's too
That's
good
what
not
it's
to.
about. It's versatile though, because from how I can see it is, I can come here with my boys, but then I see some family people here as well enjoying it.
Yeah.
So it's nice that you've been able to find like a niche where it fits both of into that category. Because most places, like for example, Ocean Beach, you wouldn't really go there with.
Kids
You don't
and that,
necessarily
yeah.
see families.
Yeah.
there.
Well, the beauty of it is the
Mum and
kids
dad,
can
but-
use the beach, can't they?
Yeah.
So they can be on the beach, in and out. Mum and dad can, like my friends come down yesterday, and they got their kids and their friends' kids here, and they said, look, we're happy to look after the kids, but the men, and this is her talking, not me, don't just want to be in the house watching the kids.
Yeah.
So
Right.
we're all out now. There's two groups of families. The kids are having fun. The ladies are with the kids a little bit more than the guys, but the guys are interacting with other men because they don't want to be in the house all the time on your own, do you? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
spot on.
it's good crack. So yeah, and again, that's why the plunge pools are cool.
Yeah.
So they're for
Yeah.
everyone. They're looked after properly. They got every night they're sorted out. The pH is done. The change of water, the change of chlorine, everything like that. And it's just. It's a fallacy. Girls don't want to swim.
Yeah.
Girls don't want to spend all morning putting makeup and hair on and have a swim.
And a fake tan,
They want
yeah.
to put
They
the
want to
feet
pose,
up.
yeah,
They want to
that's
have a
right.
picture. They want to chill out, up to the waist, up to the neck, maybe.
You're
Doubtful.
making me wanna have a
Doubtful.
drink, mate. Making me wanna have a drink.
But, you know, that's why we've done the plunge pools.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Yeah, it's
I
cool,
love
isn't
that
it?
idea. It's
Yeah.
very,
And there's
very
like,
clever.
there's five of them, and then the other large pool at the top. So there's 6 pools in here in all. So there's plenty for you to go at. And then, of
Yeah,
course,
nice.
back to the biggest pool in the world, the Med.
Yeah, that's right. What's the plan for Kova? Like, what acts you want to get in here? Like, what's the plan for Kova now? Like, where do you want to
Right,
get it
the
to?
plan is we're going to work with promoters. We really
Yeah.
want to work with promoters, some of the big guys, and then we'll pass the day over to them. Let's just use Boat, okay?
Yeah.
Say Boat Club would come in here with let's just say 250 clients.
Yeah.
So they would bring their DJs. They will bring if they've got an act, but they would do a trampoline with Kova by day, Tibu by night.
Yeah, nice.
So the artist would be in here in the afternoon,
Yeah.
and then trampoline across to Tibu in the evening.
Wicked.
That's what we want to do. We want to get bigger events, companies, and artists, and it could be somebody we're not currently working with.
Yeah.
They could come over and say, "Look, we've got A, B, and C. Would you be interested?" Absolutely.
Nice.
And if you're a smaller promoter, let's say you've got 8 beds coming down. Yeah, we'll put you on the day on the flyer, and you can do some promo for yourself. But we'll work alongside our own music theme, so we keep the Kova flow going, because you can't change the music vibe for 8 beds.
course,
you know,
that's right, fair play.
but so and a lot of the guys have been cool with that. So yeah, I mean, we've got 24. This was actually unbeknownst to me, because normally we have problems with the town hall and licenses and all that.
I bet.
So they come down and they've been very good, and they said, look, you probably don't know, but you're allowed 24 events a year where you can unplug the music system from the system that makes it limited, the limiter.
Yeah.
You can go as loud as you like. You can go till midnight,
Oh, wow.
which is great. So you can do a good gig with any DJ you want till midnight,
Yeah,
which
nice.
is massive.
Good time.
Because you can't really go on in Spain after midnight anyways, not
Yeah.
legally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially in
No,
this
makes sense.
hotel
Yeah,
area.
yeah, yeah.
But I don't want that. I want to do the trampoline to Tibu.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's cool. So yeah, the thing is, this is such a big feeder to your nighttime places.
Yeah,
Because
of
we've not
course.
only got Tibu, we've got Portside, we've got Babylonia, we've got Lineker's group. So anybody, all my staff now can come inside, snipers, you know, internal publicity, just promote my own places.
Yeah,
and if you're
awesome.
in here, you'll get an offer to come to one of my places.
Yeah, that's it.
So you get a discount for being a client of Kova. You can go to the other places. And most people that's been in here definitely want to go to a club.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
So that's good, you know. So that's a real good help to us. So that's
Nice transition,
that's
isn't it?
building the brand that we are, you know.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. That's exactly what we did. We hit it hard here all day, got back, got ready, and went straight to T-Boo.
Yeah, well,
did, yeah,
that's
you're
good.
right.
You're saying all the right things, my friend.
it was good. It
And
was
you had a
solid.
wonderful time.
We had a wonderful time. We had a great time.
Unexpected as well, like.
Yeah, it was
So unexpected.
unplanned. That's
What,
why.
after a full-on afternoon bender, it was unexpected to have a good night out.
No, I mean, like, just the whole day. I'm just saying from start
Oh,
to finish.
different vibe.
I was just like, I didn't expect us to be going out tonight. I didn't expect us to come here and have such a good time, meeting nice people. Like, this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Like we
didn't
were
come
saying,
here,
if Merker didn't have said, oh, I'm not too sure about this scaffold, the service was a little bit,
Yeah.
it was better. We wouldn't have thought to transition over. As
Well,
soon as they
that's-
said come over, we was like, all right, cool.
Well, that's good for us to hear because obviously we can't force anybody to do this with
Yeah.
us. So you've done it out of service and out of enjoying the venue is even better for us because
Yeah.
that's reality to everybody that's watching this.
Yeah, facts,
I
yeah.
can't force you into here, and you've had a great time, which is brilliant. That's,
did.
that's
But, and then if we hadn't come here, we wouldn't have met Johnny. If we hadn't met Johnny, we never wouldn't have met you. Now we wouldn't be here now.
Yeah.
Like, it's a
Johnny
weird turn of events.
24/7.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
He's a good boy, Johnny. Johnny's an old friend of ours from
after us.
Ibiza,
Nice.
and then we kind of persuaded him to come to Tenerife. So he was doing a bit of Tenerife, and we said, Johnny, with your skill set, I think you should come on over to Kova.
Nice.
And that's what he did.
He's
yeah,
great with
Good man.
people. He's
mate,
great with
he's
people.
brilliant. And he's got the look, he's got the vibe, he's got the chat, and I think people migrate towards him.
Definitely.
And it's just like, guys, can I help you? What do you need? Give me a shout if you want
what you
something.
need.
Yeah, spot on.
I think you need a guy on the floor that's not so much taking orders and serving, but just your go-to guy.
Yeah.
If
That's
you need
right.
something, just
I
give me a
agree.
shout. What do you need? Girls, you all right? Is everything okay? That's there. This is here. You need something? I'll just get it for you. I'll
Yeah,
get you
nice.
a waiter. I'll get you a guy,
There's
you know?
like a difference between someone like working for someone and being a part of it. If that makes sense, you can get the different sense to feel like if someone's working with you and they feel like they're a part of the business,
Yeah.
the way they're going to come across working for you is going to be completely different to someone who thinks
Mate,
I'm working from 9 to 5 today.
I don't want that. And you do get it. And there's some people you just can't get that out of.
Yeah, sure.
But you try and look, and I've had a long time doing it for people that, not financially, but they're invested in it
Yeah,
right.
because
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
It's a good business to be in. We're not in a factory. We're not working in a supermarket, which is nothing wrong with either of them things, but we're not there. So enjoy yourself. Do it with a smile on your face. You're lucky. I always think I was lucky because I worked for McAlpines, like I said.
Yeah.
And I was working 8 in the morning till 7 at night, right? And then the weekends we worked 8 till 3.
Yeah.
So I've had a real job.
Yeah.
So I don't actually think I've worked properly since 1986 because I don't have to have an alarm clock banging me head, you know.
that's right.
So I think it's nice to have this. And if these guys are in this industry and they can enjoy it and realise and relish what they've got, it's a nice environment. Because sooner or later, maybe they'll go back to the UK and they'll get a real job.
Yeah.
That was another thing. My parents, I'd been away for like 8 or 9 years. I'd bought my first Ferrari and things. And people in the pub at home would say to my parents, but when's Bo going to come back and get a real job? yeah. And
Even
mum-
still.
my parents,
Back then, there was no social media, so they'd never known what's
Literally.
going on.
Yeah.
Always up to it. That's
Literally.
so true.
Everyone knows what everyone's doing now.
That's
you don't know how
so
successful
true.
it is.
that is
They'd
it.
probably think, he's probably in a bar somewhere.
He's
in
struggling.
Avenel.
Yeah.
Bro's out here driving a Ferrari.
I was loving it. It was great.
What's like you say you got to enjoy yourself, right? What's Bo's perfect day look like? What are you doing from like you're waking up, coming here, like what is included in that? Because there might be something there that we don't know, but what does that look like to you?
Me, I like to meet a nice group of friends.
Yeah.
Probably have a meet up in Sinatra's. Have a few sherries in Sinatra's.
Yeah.
And then go up to I like Castanis, on the beach
I've been
up there. Well, that's a good place up in Elveria. It's very international. A couple of my friends are the managers up there, and then you can go there and have something to eat. Again, meet up with about a dozen people, and then they have a DJ on the beach, which is pretty cool. And then they go full on up there, and they like us. They started off with nothing, and they built it up themselves. And it's just a fun day out to go somewhere where I'm not working and someone's serving me. That's great.
That's
That's
nice,
exactly what I like to have, And again, you don't get your ass spanked too much there either.
Yeah, exactly.
Or just to go out and with the family's great. That's lovely. Or go out in the car. Like to go out in the car.
Go for a drive.
Yeah. Because you've got some good roads here. You can get on that. You can get on that toll road and do yourself some proper damage.
Bo, we have a audience ranging from 18 to like all the way up to 36, and we have a lot of
Hate them old guys.
yeah, and we have like a lot of people that are aspiring for more, very entrepreneurial. What's one bit of business advice you could give to anyone out there watching?
Yeah, nice.
Be totally honest with whoever you're working with, don't think that you're bigger than the business, and enjoy yourself.
I love that.
Enjoy yourself, and honesty will get you a long, long way.
I love
it
that,
really
man.
will.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sound.
Thank you very much for coming on, man. I
Appreciate
really do
it.
appreciate it.
Thank you, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure. Is that
Yeah,
it?
it's been
a pleasure.
That's it.
Well, that flew by.
Yeah, it's
quick,
it.
wasn't it?
Thank you, guys. That was lovely.
Thank you, my man. Appreciate you.
Thank you
Cheers,
very
guys.
much.
Thank you very much.
Listen, guys, if you enjoyed the podcast, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. I messed up.
Why are you taking my message?
I'm
for?
sorry.
Leave a comment in the comment section. Don't
Yeah,
listen to
don't
the
listen to
boss,
me.
eh?
Boys, we'll see you in the next one, yeah?
Peace.
Cheers.